Anti-defection law. So this is in news because the Calcutta High Court asked West Bengal Assembly Speaker to pass an order in defection case. Now what is defection? It means the practice of political leaders shifting from one party to another. This practice is also called the practice of floor crossing or horse trading. So this practice was seen from before 1967 itself. There were about 500 defections then, and from then onwards this process was going on, and in 1973 32nd Amendment Bill was introduced to tackle the defections which later lapsed. In 1985 10th schedule was introduced including anti-defection law under 52nd Constitutional Amendment Act. This anti-defection law, which was in the 10th schedule of Constitution of India, contains provisions on disqualification. So let us look on to the disqualification provisions. First is, if the member of the House voluntarily gives up membership and joins other party, then he is treated as disqualified. Second is, if the member votes or abstains from crucial voting opposing his own party decisions, then he is termed as disqualified. And the third point is, an independent elected member becomes disqualified if he joins any political party. We'll look in detail in the upcoming pages. The fourth is, if the nominated member of House becomes disqualified if he joins any political party after 6 months from the date of appointment. Some of the exceptions are, first is, the members doesn't lose their position if their party merges with other party with the acceptance of 2/3 legislatures present in the party. The next exception is, if any person is elected as Lok Sabha Speaker or Chairman of Rajya Sabha, then he should resign from his party and again join the party once he leaves the Speaker position. So these are the some exceptions related to anti-defection law. Now, under 91st Amendment Act, they deleted the provision of being in a position of legislature if the party splits by 1/3 members. So this is about 91st Amendment Act, and this was deleted. It was not that important. And next is, the presiding officer decides where a person can be disqualified under anti-defection law, and he also have the power to make provisions or rules under 10th schedule. Now the question is, why do we need anti-defection law? And how is this anti-defection law affect the welfare of the country? The word anti-defection means to be against the leaders changing their parties. If the leaders change parties after being elected, then the democracy is lost and even political stability is lost, which result in unfair and corrupt functioning of public system. So to counter such situations and for smooth functioning of state, we need anti-defection law. So some other reasons are to ensure loyalty of party members, to maintain the trust of people, and also to reduce corruption. We have anti-defection law in 23 nations here in this box. In Bangladesh, Kenya, South Africa and Singapore, if the legislator changes his party, then he is disqualified, whereas there is a complete contrast in UK Parliament. The member can change party without disqualification. Even in US, Canada and Australia, there is no restraint on legislature switching sides. So this is related to the international scenario of anti-defection law. And now coming to the problems of the legislatures in anti-defection law are: these laws restricts the freedom of speech expression of legislatures, as it doesn't have freedom to oppose any acts, policies or bills passed by the party, because if the legislature of that party opposes his own party's decision, then it is considered as defection and further he is disqualified. This might further lead to lack of social accountability also. And sometimes, due to some acts or policies, the legislature can't do justice to his own constituent people who elected him, which further undermines the representative form of government. Some of the other political issues are: if a person switches to other party, then he is under defection. But if 2/3 of the members agree to switch to other party, then it is not considered as defection. The other issue is, if the speaker is given authority to disqualify a member under defection law, then the speaker might not have any legal knowledge or experience to disqualify the members. So special committee is needed for that, right? So that is one of the issue regarding defection. And the next is, it is unable these political issue this it is unable to control instability. This anti-defection law, instead of formally crossing the floor or voting against their party in the confidence motion, they resign from the party. This brings down the party's strength in house and government becomes weak and further collapses. And when by-elections are held, the same MLAs then stand for election on the ticket of opposition party and return to the assembly. This is regarding to the ill effects of anti-defection law. And even though the party expels or removes members of their own party, they are subject to be independent in the house. He can't join other party. If he joins other party, then he is subject to disqualification on the grounds of defection. See, this is under one case. This statement was under one case. That case is G. Vishwanathan versus Honorable Speaker. In this case, the Supreme Court stated that even if he is expelled out from the party, that is, the legislature is expelled from the party, officially he is treated as the party member only. He should choose to remain independent, and if he joins other party, then that leads to disqualification. Some other laws which the court has stated are: first is, if the member publicly expressed opposition to their own party and support other party, then they are considered to have resigned from the party. Second is, disqualified member can appeal for judicial review of the process only with the orders passed by the speaker. Judiciary can't involve in legislative matters directly without the permission of speaker. So the third point is, there is the time limit for the speaker on disqualification of certain members. If he delays unnecessarily, then the High Court can ask speaker to solve the defection case. As this case, the news is about that case only. The High Court is asking the Supreme Court to solve the defection case. So this is related to present situation. So some of the solutions to overcome these issues are narrowing the definition of defection. If the members doesn't agree on certain acts or policies, then they should not be treated as disqualified. Rather, they can be treated as disqualified if they disagree on budget or no confidence motion. The second is intra-party democracy, that is, democratic selection of leaders should be followed, which can indirectly create more acceptance from diverse opinion. Third is by involving ethics committee members to look upon the floor crossing limits so that they can check the defection cases and they can increase the political stability. In 2005, in the case of Quarry incident, 11 members of parliament accepted money and they were expelled from the parties. And this case was solved by ethics committee. So involvement of ethics committee is very important to promote political stability, and it can overcome all these issues also. So the deciding authority of disqualification of members should be vested on the president or the governor, so that the deciding authority of disqualification of members should be vested on president or governor on the advice of Election Commission of India as per second Administrative Reforms Commission. If the member is against his own party, then he is disqualified, making the issue as public issue by disqualifying his legislature post. But if disqualification is made only as the internal issue without affecting the legislator post, then that will be more accountable, right? Due to political benefits, the political stability should not be discouraged. So for that reason, defection must be only limited to inter-political issues itself. So the next is, there is no clarity in law under voluntary giving up the membership. See, if a person of one party member attends other party member rally, then his membership is cancelled. Or if one party member supports other party's decision, then the membership of that person who supported other party gets cancelled. So there is no clarity upon disqualifying a member of a person. For simple reasons, they are disqualifying. Even if they support for a good cause, they are getting disqualified. So that means democratic nature of the country is getting suppressed. That should not happen. So these are the changes that should be done, and in under anti-defection law. And so the parliament should check on the advantages and disadvantages of the anti-defection law. They should make sure that this decision should not disturb political stability and smooth functioning of the country.